Nice. Okay, cool. I was feeling pretty okay earlier, and then right before I did this, I watched a clip of a TV show of someone coming out, and even so they're typically really, really cheesy or corny, it still gets to me sometimes. And it was of asexuality, which I never seen a clip like that before or a TV show talk about it, so I'm a little bit emotional right before this. So anyways, well, let's see how it goes. By that I mean what's happening, because I don't remember. Hello, I hope your day is well.
I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up. Ugh, my heart's thumping like crazy. I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw! Ah, but be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons.
Okay, I don't have batteries here, but okay. Or like you mean emotional.
And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently.
Yeah, the only time that was important was the time my game crashed. It's fine. You can go through actually, redoing a court case might take just as much time, because I honestly wonder if I went back and played it, if I would remember some of them. Like, exactly what to shoot, you know? Anyways.
I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
Okay.
Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily?
I'm glad they're doing all the voice acting. I forgot that was a trial. I don't know why. I've been playing how many episodes of these? I'm glad I don't have to do voices. I really don't want to right now.
I mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Mekumaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but...
Why not? I know he got the information, but like, they're still ultimates, but... So it's not that, but he doesn't want to be a stepping stone for their hopes? I don't understand.
I will sincerely retract that remark.
I wonder. I mean, it probably will tell us what was in the rest of it, because what he said was only Nagito's. Nope. Hajime's. Which, information, which is a lie. So it's something in there.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know? If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
Okay.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder. Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such action.
Forcibly sacrificing others for your own desires. Okay.
I see.
It's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know. Akane, you're drooling waterfalls?
Nagito. As usual, I can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's serious or not.
Anyway, if the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Okay. I'm thinking. I'm at not great health. Anyways, Nekomaru's cause of death. Huh. He was horribly damaged as if he was beaten senseless with a blunt object. But if he was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that... Oh yeah. If he was beaten by a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilizes the building structure. So, what was Nekomaru's cause of death that also utilizes the building structure? Falling? Because if he was up high... Okay, yeah.
See,
Okay. Big brain.
that's it. I think he might have died from falling.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
That I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
Whoever is adjacent to Gundam it's in his way. You can't really see him.
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
But the door won't open.
Did you forget how the elevator functions?
So that's why he
When
was
it's on the
tied
first
to
floor, The
something.
door on the 4th floor won't open.
Hence the loop.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
Yeah, a lot of people say that.
But my gut is going crazy right now.
Was her gut right last time too? No, it was about the column. If Nekomaru died from falling, where did the killer shove Nekomaru from? If I'm gonna reach the truth behind the incident, I need to solve that mystery. I need to solve that mystery next. I thought I said first, or would have said first, but yeah, okay. Need to solve that mystery next. Make your argument. Doorknob. Could that work?
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
True.
Then, how about this? After locking Nekomaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Okay, yeah.
Hold on. Did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside,
Night button.
the
Okay.
other door won't open.
So, night
Which
button,
means the elevator wouldn't
Kazuichi.
have moved either.
Yeah.
That must be the threshold of that elevator.
I need to make it clear so they understand that Nekomaru fell to his death. Looks like it's all up to me. I
The
assumed
elevator is on the 1st floor. You can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
I don't know, I was thinking of him as already
How about
dead.
this?
I don't know, my brain.
After locking Nekomaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on. Did you forget the elevator has a sensor?
Mm.
As long as there's a moving
Sorry,
object
it's like
inside.
don't interrupt was the
No, that's wrong.
white noise, which is cute. But I don't know why, I was already thinking of him as dead.
That sensor should only work if something is moving.
So like, oh, it moved because he was dead. It's like, or like, yeah, dead, but then to break him, they dropped him. No, he was asleep. Duh. We even specified that earlier when we were testing the elevator. It's like, what should we put in here? Any handbook or Nekomaru being asleep?
If
So it works.
Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it.
We're seeing a lot of Gundam. Gundam keeps interrupting us. And others. Very rude.
There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from. Yes.
I'm sorry, I missed what you said. Loki wasn't paying attention. However, even if they move the elevator in that manner... Oh, yeah. I tie him up.
That's what I was about to explain before Kazuichi interrupted me.
Oh, sorry. Kazuichi, stop interrupting people.
Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
I don't like that art. I don't like it. It reminds me of something, but I don't like it. A way to create a drop inside the elevator while Nekomaru is still inside of it. Chucky seems to have an idea, but what way could that be? I don't know. Let her finish talking. Wire. Yes.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
Not in fear.
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
But why are you guys shut up?
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
Why are we interrupting her?
What about the oil on the floor?
Oh, stop.
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
How
Okay.
about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Silence, pest!
Don't be so cold. What if I start to enjoy it?
I mean, you guys can do that on your own time. But just let Chiaki speak, guys. If Nekomaru was inside the elevator, how can you create a difference in the elevation?
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
Oh wait, am I?
So you're telling us all
I want to say the wire is
to
still
think about
correct.
the arrangement, right?
That arrangement... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious. I agree.
Hell yeah.
Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it? That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop.
You know, this is still talking over. Yeah, I am. It's just, kind of a little bit late, you know? We don't talk about it. Anyways, Chucky is just sitting there like, guys, I knew all this information like 5 minutes ago. If you guys would just let me talk.
If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob,
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair.
Yeah, I was really tired from yesterday because I have like 3 appointments that day. Well, 2 appointments, and I had to do something else. So I go to my car, and it's a new car because our car got destroyed by a tree because it was snowing. Tree fell on it. Oof. So anyways, we got a new car. I go in, and do I think she's a smarter Kyoko? Oh, anyways, the point was my car didn't start, so I was really tired yesterday, so I just stayed in bed all day. And so when I finally got up, I'm like, I got shit to do. And then that's why it took me so long to get here, because it was just, other stuff was more important. My sister made us soup, which was absolutely fantastic. Anyways, Chucky is smart. Do you think she's as smart as Kyoko? I know how much you love Kyoko, but I think I'm more connected to Chiaki, but smartness, I think I want to say that Kyoko would have a lot of knowledge that Chiaki just does not have. Like, Chiaki clearly just doesn't know stuff about the world and people, when Kyoko knows people. I think Chiaki just wouldn't have that human knowledge. Because she doesn't seem to have too many friends, and she doesn't seem to have knowledge of like Girl Day and stuff like that. So I want to say wisdom, like experience, Kyoko definitely has in the bag. Chiaki, I don't know. I think she can see things, but obviously Kyoko saw the same thing in Sakura's kill, as Chiaki saw with the pillar. I think they play the same role in the games, but I think if you're putting them head to head, Kyoko would know a lot more world issues than Chiaki would. But again, I think personally, and I know you love Kyoko, personally I think I like Chiaki better. Personally, I would have to tell her I'm not interested, because she seemed a little romantic when we were hanging out, but on a friendship level, I think I would go with Chiaki. Yeah. Anyways.
That's right. He was suspended in midair.
She's like, yeah, that's right. That's what I said like 5 minutes ago. Yeah. It's unrelated, it's just because it's Chiaki and her hairpin reminded me of it. And now I'm thinking about old-fashioned video games. My eldest sibling loves Miss Pac-Man, and I think I mentioned it before, but it's such a running like goof for us. So my oldest sibling likes Miss Pac-Man, so whenever she sees it, she plays the ever-loving hell out of it. So every time we go to an arcade, she always looks for Miss Pac-Man, and she plays not so many other video games, but Miss Pac-Man, she's fantastic. Even when we were a kid, she would like just destroy it. She would get to like multiple worlds like in and everything. So anyway, so she's playing. The problem is if you turn them into edible ghosts, they stay edible and go away from you for longer, but if you eat them, they come back at you faster. So anyway, so the trick is not to eat them. You should go around them. So anyway, so she's playing at a party one time, pre-COVID, and she was playing, and a guy comes up and it's like, did you know you can eat those ghosts? And so now every time we talk about something that's like obvious that somebody brings up, we're like, do you know you can eat the ghosts? And it's such a funny thing that we always joke about because it was just so dumb. And recently, it was like a small get-together thing. Post-COVID, but one of these guys were, I guess, trying to hit on my sibling. Same person. And, not the same person as the ghost, I mean, same sibling. And, at this little get-together, and my sibling is a photographer. And so, like, she knows how to deal with manual focus and different flash accessories and all this. And she's really good. And so she was taking a picture, but she had to deal with the dark lighting that was in this ambiance of this area. And so she didn't have the flash on, and this guy comes up and starts handling her expensive camera, trying to fix it. And she's like, that flash would never work like that. And she just had to be like, A, don't touch my camera, and B, I'm not using it. I'm taking a really long exposure thing so it gets bright, not through a flash. And the person's like, oh, I just always do manual and like just click, like, not manual, auto and everything. And my sibling was losing it because that wasn't a very expensive camera. And oh man. So anyways, unrelated, it was just reminded me. But anyways, so yeah, with Miss Pac-Man, it's like, did you know you can eat the ghosts? So I always say that all the time. Whenever someone's like, did you know blank? It's like, did you know you can eat the ghosts? Anyways, I was just thinking, because Chiaki, old video games, I love certain ones, but I never played like two-person Miss Pac-Man because my sibling was just so much better, and she didn't want to sit around for me, who is a few years younger, to play it, because she's like, just, I want to play. So sometimes she would just not let me. She'd be like, yeah, I'll choose 2-player. Oops, chose 1-player. And anyways, so we used to have a Miss Pac-Man machine back in the day, but it broke, and we can't get it fixed because, God, that's a lot of money. So, but there was a brewery near us that had a Miss Pac-Man machine, so we would go there just for her to play. I mean, they had good other thing, but I don't drink, and my sibling is is gluten. Nope. Yes, gluten intolerant. So brewery with beer wasn't really. Only one of us drank. The other two were just kind of there. So it was and then they moved anyways. But anyways, so whenever I think of Chiaki, I just imagine the same thing when she's playing these video games that she knows. I'm just like, do you know you can eat the ghost? And she'd be like, okay. So yeah, anyways, they have knowledge in whatever. Like, Chiaki has knowledge of video games, but not humans, for sure.
Tied up Mekamaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. Tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor.
I'd be scared my knot didn't work. Like, whenever I knit or crochet, I always knot so much because I'm always scared it's just gonna completely undo. Even so, I followed the instructions correctly, I still, like, knotted again. It's awful. I don't know why I have no trust in my knot skills at all.
With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower.
I would get definitely exposed in a murder in this scenario because I wouldn't be able to do it cleanly and without, like, something personal involved. Like, it was knotted like 18 million times to try to make it sturdy. I'd be like, yeah. Oh boy, that's not good.
Suspended Mekamaru in midair.
Nekomar has spit or snot because he has a little snot bubble. Okay.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
You better not finish that sentence.
A horse. Yeah, hung like a horse. Expelled like a donkey. That's from the Bible.
The elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Ah, okay.
Too easy.
It's really weird. He's really...
Created a drop. There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that.
He's really trying to prove us wrong, but maybe not. Maybe not. I can't remember who was disproving us a lot in the first one, because I called out just now Gundam. Anyways.
Why?
I don't know. You could I've said he killed by his own being. Like his arm could probably hit his head, damage him, falling down, his own weight crushing him. Horrifying. Makes sense though.
If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then how do you get him to fall?
I was gonna be like, how did the doorknob hold him? Until I realized it didn't. He fell.
Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
Yeah, it didn't last. Rebuttal showdown. I'll
Even
just...
if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own?
Alarm clock timer.
Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? If he was sleeping,
No.
there's no way he could do that to himself. Now's the time if you want to take back that sleep, but in that case, you still won't be able to explain the drop. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru inside is just impossible. End of story.
Hold on. Wait, is this even what I was thinking? Sorry, what this was... Okay, so wall clock and Fujiko story. Yeah, clock. Oh, wait, no. Oh, yeah. I thought it was with Kazuichi and... Not Kazuichi. Yeah, Kazuichi and Fujiko. I was wondering if that was it. Never mind. Hold on. Thanks to Kazuichi, I think I figured out how the killer dropped Nekomaru. Alright. If I use that evidence, I should be able to break Kazuichi's remarks too.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own?
Okay, so it wasn't that. Oh, did I not hit the other one? Is that what's going on? Okay. What the hell are you even saying? I'm not the type of coward who'd get thrown off by messed up remark like that. It's no use. I can't cut through Kazuichi's riddle with this. I need to think it over one more time.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been asleep.
Okay, so I didn't cut it.
Those words.
Got it.
What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
Panic?
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
Why was he there, though? Because I thought maybe if he had an alarm for Monokuma Taichi and it went off for that, and that's why our clock was off. But if this was his regular alarm clock, then... Sorry. If it was his alarm clock, then why was he there in the middle of the night? Because I would highly doubt someone could just carry his body. If they bring up that Hifumi couldn't be carried, but they don't bring up that Nekomaru. God, I'm mixing up names now. Oh, I have a text message. Who's texting me? My sister sent me a video. I'm not going to watch it right now. But thank you. Which means the killer set the alarm before they... Yeah.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why,
I mean... Was he already asleep before getting tied up? Like, did he realize he was going to die, or...
if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right?
Or is he this passed out if he just is asleep?
Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob
Yeah.
so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
It kind of looks like in the middle. But I was like, wouldn't they just move? But obviously they were locked. Duh. Never mind. But yeah, it kind of looks like in the middle. But go off.
Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which
When-
caused the doorknob to break off.
Awoke is just one of those things that, like, if you're trying to be casual, you don't say awoke I guess around here. I don't know about everyone. So it's just like when he awoke. It was very funny to me. But anyways, he must have struggled much more than I expected, which caused the doorknob to break off. Oh, fair. But also, God, the scene of him dangling off of it, because it shows it's in the middle, scary.
Was
Ugh.
that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it.
I mean, that's how we figured out the truth, is because of the doorknob.
If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
That's a strong doorknob. And door. That's strong. I guess we did, for the player, we did show him trying to yoink it open. So I guess we kind of knew it was strong. Yeah, fair. The killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because... In that case, I should use my full power. With a fierce roar, Nekomaru put all his power into grabbing the doorknob with both hands. But... Clatter, 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 clatter. Not yet. Here it comes. The ultimate strength of 1,000,000 horsepower. Wait, isn't it creaking? Isn't it creaking? If you break off the doorknob, we'll be stuck in here. No, you can finagle a broken doorknob. I think you can kind of just reach inside and just... Anyways. But, or if that's really what it is, or what it was, then that's the clue Nekomaru left for us to find.
I see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig. Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so.
Deal with that on your own time, Kazuichi, you know what I'm saying? Figure that out. Not here. But also, you need to let her go, sweetheart. She's not interested.
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
Because she doesn't like you. Stop it.
This guy. He gets off on this.
Soda, you are dropping quickly. Your look was pretty great. But man, I want to know your story because this is just doing you dirty, sweetheart.
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
It doesn't mean Nekomaru crashed straight into the floor. The boom, he collapsed, or he collided with the pillar. It made noise. He died. That when they woke up, that was when he died.
I see.
Or yeah, the moment he died.
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Who said they got up and walked into the hall? No, we wanted to get up and move, but we were too tired. Akane went out, looked at the time. The time of death was early, but his alarm was to wake up, so our clocks were wrong. Okay. I'm piecing it together. When Nekomaru, yeah.
Finally, the pillar!
Yeah.
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Fair, actually. You know what? Fair.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
Yeah, but she was still right.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
I don't trust Miss Sonia.
And what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Did we ever rule anyone out yet by accusing them? I don't think so. I don't think we accused anyone yet. Because usually whoever gets accused really fast, we know didn't do it. But I don't know if we accused anyone. I don't remember.
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You're right, we were 2 hours off. Because we... It was for 5:30. That's when she heard the noise. And we're like, that's too early. Am I right with that?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. Because even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Why was this alarm for 7:30?
Now that you mention it, so did I.
We went together. Oh wait, no. Akane wasn't there. The other three of us went together.
There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
Is it 7:30? No, that wouldn't make any sense. 7:30 p.m.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
Clocks.
That's what I want to know.
You know, now that I know her story and now also this, I do like Akane. The problem is that her sex, like, I think, I don't know, with her being sexualized, is that her sexualization is born in her being abused, and it's never mentioned that. It's like, oh yeah, she's sexual, but it's like it's born through abuse and trauma versus her just being sexual. Like, if she was just a sexual person, it would have been fine. But the fact that it's born through trauma, it's like, maybe don't do that. Anyways, but now that we're over that, hasn't come up again, we're chill. And I would protect Akane. I still don't think she's like my top favorite, but I do think finishing her free time events really helped. Another mystery I don't understand. Seriously, it's just one after another. But I can't choke up at a time like this. Just a little more, I'll be able to reach the truth. There should definitely be a clue to break through this contradiction. Make your argument. Fuyuhiko's account. That's the right one. Who cares, yeah.
Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was
Oh, wait.
discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
Killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
No.
That's gotta be it!
No, it's a radio. Okay. I was like, I don't know, I have to read things, but nope, okay. The alarm that caused Nekomaru's death rang at 7:30 a.m., but we discovered his body before 7 a.m. I need to crush one possibility at a time if I'm going to break through this contradiction. Okay.
We headed for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
But the alarm inside Neko was set for 7.
Nekomaru died because of
His time of death and the time the body was. One of those must be an illusion.
But it's
Killer
this.
probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside
No, that's wrong! No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
Kind of throwing her under the bus there. No, I'm kidding.
I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
That human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
We?
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
Got him wrapped around your finger.
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
Oh, earlier, my dog, we were making soup. I mean my sister, I was there. But I wasn't helping. I was playing Animal Crossing. Anyways, so my sister was peeling carrots for the soup. And I dropped a carrot, but our dog loves carrots. So he went over to it and he picked it up and he had it in his mouth dangling out like a I don't know, cigar. And he walked over to his dog bed and started crunching on it and eating it. And he was so happy that he ate most of a carrot. He's a very big dog. Most of a carrot. And he got so happy he started to roll around on it and like it was so cute, and he was so happy, and he was rolling around. And then our other dog, smaller, later the dog left what was left, and our other dog took it and ate it, and it was so cute. Our dogs love carrots. The big dog also loves like ice cubes, and he will just chomp away on ice cubes, which isn't great for his teeth, so we limit it. But he's like husky, chow chow, cold dog, so he loves cooling off with like ice water and ice cubes, and he just loves it so much. We're a sucker. Anyways. We don't typically give them a huge carrot like that, but it fell on the ground. We weren't going to use it. We have pets, you know? It's all good. We're not going to eat it. Anyways. This time-related contradiction. I don't think I should doubt the testimonies. I should doubt the clock. There's no mistake that something was done, but what was it? Perhaps we overlooked something. Maybe we're misunderstanding something. Think. If I focus and think, I should be able to find the answer to that mystery. Logic dive. I was like, oh, Hangman's Gambit? Nope. Okay, I always forget my buttons. Oh boy. Oh, shouldn't have moved. Maybe I shouldn't have went faster, but here we are. We're doing it. Okay, question one. Stop. What did Hajime and the others misunderstand? The time and the building. Oh, almost fell off the edge. Didn't see it. Thank you. I can't look. But I think you said you like my streams. Oh god. So, thank you. I just like playing games with people. Oh, shoot. Thank you. I just really just like like, you know, some people, they're like, I want so many people to watch me, and I'm like, I just like streaming, man. My sister is very, very supportive. Very supportive. Even though she would absolutely hate it, she's like, that seems like the worst possible thing ever. And I'm like, I just like having fun with people. Especially like with Danganronpa, so many people come over and be like, this is my favorite character, or different things. And it's so great just to hang out with people, especially with COVID. Not just people with COVID, because COVID is around. Which clock was tampered with? The building's clocks. You got plenty of time. 3 minutes. Oh boy. That was way oh shoot. Okay, I got it. Oh, nope, that was the wrongest. Nope. There was no other place. Okay. I got this. Question 3. Which house had the wrong time? Both. Because they were both the same. Okay. We're done. I'm like, okay, it's gonna load eventually. Never mind.
You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Were there only 2 clocks?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
All caps.
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
A while. She's right. That's the main problem. I need to clarify by how much time was, how much the time was off after the killer messed with the clocks. That's definitely the next mystery. I'm going to reach I'm going to reach the truth in okay, that's a very bold. That's very bold. I'm going to reach the truth in one go. Okay, make your argument. Akane, because she mentioned the thud, and the thud was the
building
death.
was all messed up,
Okay.
then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
True.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down? If only I heard the sound when he fell.
I agree with that. That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Yeah, with trying to calculate things, when we were flying overseas to Europe pre-COVID, I always mess up it. It's like, okay, well, time zones and trying to calculate. We fly at a certain time, and then we land at this local time, and then trying to figure out how much air time we have. It's always like, oh, big brain, big thought. I swear, I'm probably smart at something, but I just don't know what. But for me, I was always like, okay, because it will be like, one time I flew somewhere, and we landed at the same time that we started to fly at. I can't remember where that was to, but it was so funny to me because it's like, perfect, we land at the same time. But it was just matched too perfectly. It was very funny. And then one time we flew somewhere and we like landed technically. It was like really either like really close to it, and it's just like times are so fake, and it's so funny because one time we were talking to someone. I think they had the same birthday, in two different parts of the world. So they were born on the same day, but they were asking what time they were born and what the time difference was in time zones, because they were wondering if they were the exact same age. Because of time zones, one person could be born at 3 a.m. and one person born at 3 p.m., but technically they were born at the exact same time. And it was the funniest thing that I'm like, oh my god, you're right. Because I just didn't think about it. I never thought, didn't think about it before. And they were not born at the exact same time, a few hours difference. But it was the funniest thing to me. Anyways.
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
That probably is horrible to be like, oh boy, that was when they died. Like, thinking back. Oh, yeah. Because I can only imagine one time a few years ago, my sister fainted. And I went into the kitchen and I saw that she fainted. And it was such a very light noise, surprisingly. Because she was sitting on a chair and she fainted and she fell to the ground. But now every time there's like a little bit of a thud. But it's a very muffled thud, I guess, because I don't know. So now every time there's a very particular, very low sound where I'm like, oh my god. Because it just, I don't know what it was, but I can only imagine. So thinking back to being like, this sound was him dying. It was like, oh boy. Oh, yeah. I didn't know what to do. I'm like, God, she fainted. What do I do? And my other sibling is like, just wait until she wakes up. And I'm like, okay. Because I was like, I'm ready to call 911. And it's like, it's okay. She fainted because there was blood and she doesn't do well with her bleeding very well. And I bleed a lot. So, I pricked my finger and I was bleeding a lot. So I was washing my hands from my blood and she fainted in the kitchen. And I'm like, oh my god. So anyways, I ended up driving her at 4 in the morning, or 3 in the morning, to urgent care just so they can check out to make sure she didn't break her face. But she was fine. I think she cut herself a little bit, but she was fine. She fell on a carpet, or a rug, which was very good. So anyways, so I can only imagine the extreme of that being when he died versus when someone fainted.
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
But not all of us did.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
I can't believe it was pangs. I always thought it was hunger pains.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
That's why they said it didn't rumble the actual building. It was just a sound. Okay.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Excellent work, Akane!
That rumbling sound we heard at 5:30 a.m. Got a hiccup. It's like the answer, it's like the answer to how much our time was off is literally right in front of me. 2 hours.
I see!
Basic math.
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30, and if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
I don't think you would have noticed even if you weren't hungry.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
How did they not get caught changing the clock?
The reason is obvious. So they can lure out just Nekomaru.
Then why was his alarm? I'll let it take its course. I don't have answers. Lure out only Nekomaru.
If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right?
Use a specific thing.
From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
Besides messing, I'm glad that I got my health back before. I'm assuming we're going to have a Hangman's Gambit coming up. So, anyways, besides messing with the time, the killer also used that specific thing. If they were trying to lure out only Nekomaru, then that specific thing is...
I see!
That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
But again, why? Why 7:30 was his alarm set? That would have been in the middle of it. Was it not? I don't remember what Monokuma Tai Chi was, so maybe I'm wrong.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Great Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right?
So why 7:30?
But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru. His radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
Then, when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning...
Oh.
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m.
All I could think of right now is that, like, I would just be knocking at everyone's door, especially if I was the one with an eternal clock. Because apparently if one person doesn't show up, they're all screwed. But to my knowledge, we kind of just wake up and go. So it's like, I would just sleep through it. I would just sleep through it. Someone would have to wake me up. So I would just be like, if I was Nekomaru, I would just be like, okay, everyone, get up. It's 7 o'clock.
And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Would it be cool to have a giant mug, like a teacup? Like, it's kind of a teacup. A giant mug Like, that's so big. But now I'm just imagining it like in someone's yard, but with like holes on the bottom to drain. It would be so cool. I have a giant mug that's like the size of my face. But I don't use it, but one time we filled it with like a container like soup. I don't remember what it was, but we put all of it in there. Like filled it completely up to use it as a container. But I haven't used it since. I'm scared of shattering it though, but I would love if I could drill holes in it and use it as a plant pot because it's ceramic. Ceramic not planters. Yeah, like a pot for a plant. And but now I'm just imagining a giant cup out in decoration. There's a house around here that has a giant anchor. Right around here, it's a little bit away, but we always talk about it because they sold the house, but the anchor I think was still there. So it's like, is the giant anchor part of the house? Like, if I move there, am I allowed to get rid of it? I don't know. Anyways.
At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule.
That door in the background looks so tiny.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Too early. He didn't even ask you yet.
Jeez, how outrageous. I honestly didn't expect everyone to ditch Monokuma Tai Chi. But it turned out like this after all, so I guess it can't be helped.
When you said everyone, you were including us, right?
Yeah, he said everyone.
We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Ah, jeez. That's, well, how should I put it?
I like that Monokuma is kind of messing up and letting slip some things, obviously for the benefit of us, like the player and the mystery, but the idea that he does mess up is really interesting to me, because it's like, oh, oops, I let too much go. It's very human, you know? Like not like he isn't in control, but like he didn't plan everything out, but I'm still confused why we planned out all the murders in the correct order, like 1, 1, 2, and now 1. But I'm still confused why we were having so many hints to it being suicide, unless he helped plan it, but then that's why he didn't wake everyone up and they, like, it's suicide, but he had the accomplice to help him tie him up, you know? Maybe.
What was it? You know, tripping over a foot or something like that.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
No.
Wrong! Too bad!
Tripping over your own foot.
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it! It's incorrect!
Maybe she was correct. I never...
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
I follow somebody and their username has the word stubborn in it, but it's like the first part. Like mine is unsure, but theirs is stubborn, and I always just think of them when I read stubborn, and I don't know. Do I even know what their real name is? I don't know, but anyways, so I always just call them stubborn, so every time I see it, I always think of them, which is very fun and very cute human association. But I also don't know the saying that she said, so might be.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru,
What's the origin of the peanut gallery? I'm gonna look that up. Because I hear it, I don't know what it means, or where the origin is from.
the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Huh?
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar!
I guess.
You'll know I'm not lying when you
I
listen
don't
to
know.
what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
Huh?
What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is.
Because I know Nagito says he didn't hear the rumble sound. Neither could Sonia. So I wonder if that's the key, obviously. But I meant like, how? I still don't understand why.
If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
I mean, technically, my character, Akane, technically, then what? But like, it's before and after, or not before, not after, before only. So they could have came back. I don't know.
Remember now.
Because you don't know how. I mean, we do know how long. He'd been hanging for 30 minutes.
The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell?
Who is it? Who's the bastard?
It's whoever didn't have an alibi for that time, right? Well, I'm assuming they're trying to point fingers at Nagito. Because whoever doesn't have an alibi, that person never left the room. Nagito never left the room.
You're the only one!
But neither does Sonia.
The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
The light-haired people can't hear him die. That must be it. There's probably other light-haired people. Fuhiko, for example.
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room, were you?
Oh, the alarm. This isn't about the rumbling sound. Of course, I literally said that. Big brain.
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something.
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
Would wow, God, get the names correct. Would Monokuma do anything if you just start killing someone right here? Just beating the crap out of them. No part of the killing game, just beating the crap out of them.
If I may be frank.
Okay, Frank. I love that saying. It's so stupid, because it's always the same joke. It's like, bear with me. It's like, yeah, always picture a real bear. Always call you Frank. Oh, the other one. What's the other one? Oh, when my sister says she's aware of something, and I always say wolf, because she's a werewolf, and it's always the stupidest joke, to the point that my sister stopped saying I'm aware because of it. It was very funny. I heard it somewhere, and I never got it out of my mind. So, yeah.
Even if
Anyways.
I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
Why couldn't you?
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
Yes, and that's where my brain was. He couldn't?
You're definitely fucking lying.
It's great because they use little apostrophes, but people usually swallow like the G sound at the end, typically, but it's, I don't know, it really stood out to me right now. I'm really just not paying attention. I really should.
However, that is also true for me.
It's pretty horrifying that they put the little fork and knife on Taro because he got deep fried. You know? A little horror. Oh, Nekomaru's photo is actually Nekomaru. I forgot. God. I'm like, I already forgot what he looked like. I'm like, oh my god, who is he? It's Nekomaru.
It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it.
I guess it's 2 floors away. I was gonna be like, what if they were like the top or like the bottom floor to it? Nope, it would be the other way. The top floor. I guess there would still be a floor in between. I was gonna be like, if it's really annoying, okay, listen. Alarms are annoying to me. The other day I couldn't sleep because a fan was going in our basement. And I couldn't sleep. It was so annoying. But I hate repetitive noise, like a ticking clock. God, I hate ticking clocks. I hate, like, constant fan noises. I hate repetitive noises. Yeah.
To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too.
Chucky, no. Huh?
I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it, but it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
You still don't know. Think about what the 3 of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
I don't know. The only people who didn't hear the rumbling sound were Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The secret is what these 3 have in common. Please, please do not be a Hangman's Gambit right now. Could this also be the secret that points to the killer? Don't. Okay. E, U, R, nope. D, I'm gonna break that. X, E, X. Oh shoot. Fuck. Okay, interesting. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I don't know. What am I looking for here? It's not X. That couldn't be next. No, I don't know what word I'm spelling. Okay. D. Okay. No. What am I? What? Okay. Oh shit, I needed that. No, that R is going to be destroyed, but it's fine, I have a different R. I thought that was wrong. I'm like, well, oh, I don't need this. Nope, I needed M first. I was like, oh, I got this. Too cocky. What's this, an O? Deluxe rooms. Didn't get that until most of that word was figured out. And then I still clicked the wrong button twice.
The 3 of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
Luckily, I've been playing an app that's just word. It's kind of like a word scramble meets. What's the word? Word cross. It's a word scramble meets word cross. Because apparently I'm an old lady who likes those kind of apps. And I've been doing that recently. Big brain, figure out words. Still don't know how to spell apparently. I put rooms. No, ruse, I guess. There's no M. I messed up. Was Nekomar the last deluxe room? Is that what's going on? Or else, maybe. I can't remember. And that's why there's just 2 girls, 2 guys, I believe. And then, yeah, all the guys' rooms were filled. And there was 1 normal room left in the girls' section. Okay, yeah. You have to do it. You have to. I don't know if you do it because we bought it for our dogs, but our cat loves liver treats. So whenever he hears liver treats, he just wakes up and he's just like, what? And he will just like run over. And he loves little liver treats. It's so funny. The guest rooms are divided up by quality grade. The deluxe rooms is soundproof and an excellent air installation. The standard room has so-so installation, but still pretty decent. And the crummy room has severe airflow and draft problems.
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise.
But yeah, I told you a little while ago, quite a bit ago, I guess now, my cat hurt his leg and he wasn't allowed to jump on anything. So he now is completely refusing to do anything on his own, even so they said his leg should be healed, which we still don't want him to do too much. So like if he jumps off a bed or something, we're like, nope, we got you. But his food usually is high up, but now we put it on the ground for him. So he'll just sit there meowing, be like, I need food. But recently he realized, because usually we just would force him to stay downstairs, but recently he decided he doesn't want to walk up the stairs at all. He wants to meow until someone carries him up and down the stairs. And it's so funny because he realized he can just get spoiled. Just completely, just like, yeah, carried up and down the stairs. Yeah. Get the food brought to him. You know, different things. And it's so funny because he's so spoiled. No, we don't want him to do it again, because even so his leg should be healed, we don't want him to hurt himself more than he has to, like, ever with moving. So yeah, what a poor baby. Anyways, he doesn't even like jumping off the bed or the couch without the dog bed there. So for the last couple days we moved the dog bed, and he's like, oh, I can't get off the couch. And we're like, you jump so much normally. Apparently he has, when he couldn't wake someone up, he has jumped on my sister's bed and off of it. But he's still, if he can, he'll just meow and get on and off the bed and up and down the stairs. And it's so funny because he's not in pain. We know he's not in pain. Again, we just prefer him resting. So we prefer picking him up, and especially on a bed. But just like the stairs, it's like, you're just trying to be a sucker. For us, be a sucker, not you. Us. The reason we could not hear, the reason we could not hear the rumbling sound.
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve corps student talent?
I actually really like, it's like really funny. I really like his condescending nature. It's great. This is more, I guess, what I had in mind with him, like kind of being dramatic and now being like really insulting or belittling towards others. Much more what I had in mind with Nagito. From what I have never seen anything actually canon with him, just exclusively like artwork or like a meme image of him. So it's very funny to actually see him in game. But anyways, I love him bulleting people. You know, good. Be confident.
Now then, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
No.
Hold on a sec. Why does that lead to who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying the killer.
Decisive factor?
Somehow, I feel like I understand what Nagito means. The killer among us. I always wanted to play Among Us, but I don't have like 10 friends who plays video games. I just always wanted to. And I know you can play online, or at least previously. Or you can play online. People became cringe now, which is the funniest thing, that it was just so big, and now people are like, oh, that's cringy. And I'm like, cool, it's a video game for people. It's supposed to be like a kid-friendly game. The only reason why it's, I think, not super kid-friendly would be online, but I think you can turn that off, or it did. I don't know. I don't keep up with it. But I just seen it around, and I'm just like, oh, that seems fun, but I never played it. But it just seems like a fun little friends hanging out game. Anyways, point was, haha, Among Us. The killer who the killer who murdered Nekomaru. Oh my god, I was supposed to decide? Made you play it. That sounds like it. You hated it, but wouldn't it just be fun to hang out with people and just like, it's like, I think for me, it's a very almost board game type video game. It's very, let's just have a good time, have fun. But it's not like you need to understand how to. Okay, maybe figuring out the tasks could help. I could not figure out how to do the tasks. I think it's something that because I watched people play, I think if I was just given it, I wouldn't understand the tasks either. But since I watched someone play it or people play it, I think I could understand where the tasks were coming from, and the ones that I did watch, I would get. So yeah, but you know, it's like, because there's this very similar game, like who's like the imposter is very common in board games like Werewolf, Mafia, Secret, Hitler. There's another one that I forgot what it's called, and then I don't know. And then there was like a Jackbox game where, like, on a scale from 1 to 10, how blank, but one of them doesn't know the question, and you have to pretend like you answered a certain question. Like, one was like, how many colleges do you go to? And the youngest of us who never went to a college put up too many fingers because theirs should have been 0, and stuff like that. And it was just like, it's kind of like that. It's just, it almost gives me a very board game feel, and I think there's not many purely video games that give me that feeling, and I think it's very fun because there's not a lot of video games that are for a whole group of friends. I think Jackbox games is one of them, but there's not so many just for like everyone to play, to be part of. Usually we play board games when we're over at my cousin's house. One of the go-to with me and my, like for us and my aunt, especially like when there's no other of the kids, we will play Farkle, which is a dice rolling game. Which, God, if I had unlimited amount of money, I would buy her such a fancy Farkle set, because it's like six-sided dice, and I love dice. I have my very, very expensive metal pair that I have very expensive. Probably not the most expensive. Some dice are expensive. I have my fancy dice, and they're rainbow, and I absolutely love them. They're so, so beautiful. But anyways, I would get her such a fancy Farkle set if I had unlimited money, because I think it would be very hard to find a rolling cup, six-sided dice, and then in different colors, because I think there's 6 colors. So you can have 6 players. Anyways, I would buy her such a fancy Farkle set. I swear, if this channel gets big, I'll buy my aunt a very fancy Farkle set. Try saying fancy Farkle set. In general, I guess. Anyways, who's the killer? Okay, so obviously not me. You... Does this have to pertain to the okay, hold on. This has to deal with the... Is this the fancy rooms? What is my... Oh, I can't. Okay. I wanted to look if there was something in my truth bullets, but I can't go to it. Okay. So, if it has to do with the fancy rooms, we have our 2 fancy rooms. So I'm assuming it's the guys' rooms. And I'm assuming it's based completely on that. So, who had Fujika had a crappy room. Obviously, that means Kazuichi had a crappy room. Not a crappy room, but not a good room. We know Nagito has a good room. So we're down to Nekomaru. Yeah, Nekomaru and Gundam. No, Gundam also walked out. I was gonna be like Gundam, but no, he walked out too. But Kazuichi just keeps saying it, so I'm assuming. Is it supposed to be Gundam? But he walked out. He did. That's what he said. Like that's what was said in the flashback. But if that's supposed to be the red hair, I don't remember who got the crappy room. I just remember for sure Fujiko did. So it's a 50-50 shot of Gundam and Kazuichi. Because Nagito had the fancy room for sure. But they played rock, paper, scissors for it. I don't remember. I'm gonna go with well, maybe I was gonna be like, I want to go with Gundam because Kazuichi just kept on saying that he heard stuff. But that also could be because he got the fancy room. But why didn't they remember who was in what room? Why didn't they tell me like 2 seconds ago? I have to remember stuff. I'm gonna go... So I can't tell if the game was trying to lead me to Kazuichi or rule him out. I don't know. I just don't want to look dumb if I choose the wrong option. And I also don't want to accuse the wrong person of being a murderer. So it's like, dun 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 dun. Okay, we're gonna go with Gundam. Did we miss him? We're gonna go with Gundam. If not, it's Kazuichi. For sure.
You're the only one!
I'm a genius.
Gundam, there's something I want to ask you.
Because the main reason why I'm saying it, but I can't remember what room he got. Because I remember Kazuichi was very upset that he didn't get a good room. Because Nagito got the good room. But there's 2 good rooms. He always could have just got the second one. But I can't remember, so I can't remember if it was Gundam or Nekomaru that got the good room. So it could have, that's why I was wondering. But since it's blah blah. Anyways, I was right. There's something I want to ask you.
When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right?
I didn't remember.
Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it.
And he couldn't even hear it.
So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it,
Gundam?
Ah. See, the problem is, Sonia never did anything wrong, but some reason, I don't love her.
There was only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko.
Me?
I was wondering if it
After you saw
showed.
Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct?
See, it would have been interesting if the room, right, well, that wouldn't make sense, was somebody like Fuyuhiko or Nekomaru, but it's Kazuichi or Nekomaru, but it's Fuyuhiko's. So I didn't remember who was in what room. But I thought maybe it showed, but no.
Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Mekamaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with the wire.
Why did we set an alarm?
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower.
Was that a mistake? I don't know.
Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off.
So it was part of the plan?
And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room.
Thus. Okay. So, okay, so it was to make an alibi.
Just like us.
Okay. Big brain. Ooh.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Because I was in the lounge.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
See, this chart was very helpful for me to know Kazuichi had a crappy room. But now I know, but I'm saying I still don't remember. I'm assuming that means Nekomaru got the nice room and he got the deluxe room. But I didn't remember that. Oh, it's right there in the background. See, if I just paid attention, maybe I would have been smart. Hey, what are you doing? This ruckus. It's louder than the supreme ruler of the netherworld, billowing for sacrifice. Don't go making all that noise so suddenly.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out.
Why would we? I mean, I guess the rumble noise. But why would you check it out if? I don't know. If this an alarm was going off, I wouldn't have checked on anyone. But fair point.
That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
This is why I'm bad at chess. I don't think ahead.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this, including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess?
Huh?
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears.
Yeah. And 8 of those ears are really cute. 8 of those ears are really cute.
That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Is that your argument?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence.
Oh, he's so panicked.
At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
Fair.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway.
Oh, we're just going for it?
So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
Is it going to twist again that he's just the accomplice? Or... and then maybe probably twist back into getting killed anyways because... Monokuma? But I wonder if there's another twist.
Hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce.
Farce.
Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously, let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it? At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
Okay, so I'm guessing it's going to, at the end of the game, is going to be something about our class files.
You said opening act again!
Please hold on! We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal!
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Gundam!
He folded once he got accused.
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct?
Is it going to be because the elevator was at Grape House? But if you did the killing room, you can swap you around.
Although going Getting to and fro is busy enough as it is. How would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
Okay, well, we know it's broken, but it could have been broke afterwards. But it being broken on Grape's side as well.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator.
Big brain.
Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House.
Semi-recently, I watched Rocky Horror Picture Show for the first time. And it was so funny because I want to say I knew the twist, but I completely forgot it because I think I just heard so much about it, and the fact that I never watched it before was kind of ridiculous. But anyways, my sister's like, I don't love it, and I was like, oh, so I think that's what really put me off watching it, but I absolutely found it very humorous. And but yeah, the whole time they're like the human or the humans and stuff like that, and it was so funny to me. I love very unique film, meaning you absolutely hated it. But what happened is it was just so funny to me because it's a parody. It's a parody on classic horror and very 1950s, 1960s horror. So it's a parody of all that, and it was so funny to me because classic horror is very humorous. I mean, obviously, a lot of horror for me, I typically don't get super terrified of like normal horror. So when I played Resident Evil 7 on here, I'm like, I don't know if I love horror games, and then I played one for the first time, and I'm like, JK, I love horror games. I respect horror games, which I didn't know I would, because again, just horror movies. So I watch it because my sibling, big scaredy cat, loves horror movies. So I've watched a few horror movies here and there, and typically I'm not really that scared of them. I guess sometimes it kind of gets a feeling, but like I guess logically it's just like, I don't know, something about it. But I love it being a parody on classic horror, and I don't know how many 1950s or 60s horror movies I really watched, but I love the parody of them wrapped into this perfect little bow of it, and it's very humorous. But I also was terrified it would be completely transphobic, which I watched with gritted teeth. And as a trans person, I can see where it failed in certain aspects of things, but looking at it through the modern lens of how the world perceives trans people and what I've experienced, watching it now isn't horrendous. I assume maybe, but oh man, I love it because the outfits, everything else is a parody of the 1950s, 60s horror movie genre, besides the costumes. The costumes were very punk inspired, and I love punk fashion and different histories of punk fashion, and I absolutely loved it. The fashion in it, and it's very, very unique, as you said. And again, absolutely must hate it, but it just is funny, man. It's very funny. I've seen so many, especially trans guys, love, what was his name, Eddie, in the film, played by, Meatloaf. Very humorous. Was it, I think it was Columbia, with the short pink hair and the shorts and stuff, with him, and it's just so funny to me. It was very, very odd, and I totally forgot that the twist existed, because I think someone explained it to me once before, to be like, don't worry, don't worry, it's not as transphobic as you think it is. But my sibling hated the movie, but like that one opening song sequence of Dr. Frank, and absolutely loved it. And so I saw that and I was like, oh, that's not perfect. But I think that's when she explained it to me. But watching it now, as someone who is trans, I just thought it was so funny to me. Anyways, I guess not. It's very clearly a very humorous parody of it all. So anyways, moving on. What was the point of this? How did I get here? I don't know. Okay. So it's okay. I want to watch it again because again I was watching it through gritted teeth. So I want to watch it without fear of what it could be. But there's just some I love. So there's like God movie status, which somehow it's a good comedy, but also not like comedy, like a good watch. But Tim Curry's best film is Clue. I never watched Clue. I love Clue, the board game. Never watched it. I went to one murder mystery dinner when I was younger, and it was Clue themed, and it was my favorite thing ever. And I've been chasing that high ever since because I just fell in love with going to eating dinner and like having an interactive play going around. It was so fun. And at one time with the murder, the lights turned off and then turned back on, and they were actors, and it was so funny. Anyways, the drama. But I don't know what his favorite or best movie for me would be. But it was so interesting, and obviously trans feelings, blah blah blah. A guy wearing a feminine outfit, for me, when I was little, I didn't understand it. It was very, and I realized it was because my own gender issues were I was a guy who was forced to dress very feminine, and it was a very horrible thing for me. Well, not horrible. I still dress feminine. Like, I've painted nails and everything, but I didn't realize what it was. But I don't know what my favorite film would be, but it was just something I watched recently because I realized I never watched it. Anyways, so for me, I love a good baseline of movie where there's like S-tier movies that exist, but rewatch factor sometimes. Not rewatch, but like having it on in the background. I love movies that I can just have on and I don't have to think too hard. They're just there. For a while, my go-to movie was Thor Ragnarok. It was just there. It was on. We were chatting over it. We were having a good time. We watched it before. I absolutely love, and I do not know how to pronounce his name, the director for it. And he did the movie What We Do in the Shadows. I believe that's the same guy. And he has a very particular director feel. Anyway, so I love movies that I can just, not too serious, just have on. There's others, but that one was the one that I remember right now, was Thor Ragnarok. But anyways, so for me, is it the top tier, sit down, eat popcorn, watch it? Maybe. But also, I could easily just have it on, talking over it. You know what I'm saying? Or playing a board game with it on. Like having just it, you know what I'm saying. Anyways, maybe you don't. I don't know. But usually when I watch movies, when we have we tried for a little while to have movie night, but it did not work. When we just sit down, have popcorn kind of thing, watching a movie, or having snacks or whatever, watching a movie. Usually we watch it, but it's more just fun. Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, there's some good movies. The movie I do want to watch again is What We Do in the Shadows, the movie. I watched it one time, but I was really tired. I would love to watch it again. I do have it on DVD because I don't know if you have the same thing, but I have a thing of I like physical copies of things, but more and more things are becoming digitalized. So like I would constantly buy video games in physical form over buying it in a store, like the App Store, because I liked physically having it. But then with a lot of these things, you still needed to download it, even if you physically had it, and it was so annoying to me. That I can't just go and buy a physical version of stuff. So I love going and seeing what movies have physical versions because I want to be able to have it whenever I want, even if right now it's free on some app or if it's on whatever, or if I find it pirated, which I never do for legal reasons. Right now I'm saying I never do that. I mean, I don't. Anyways, so what happened is, even if I can find it now for free, it won't always be like that. So I like having a physical copy. Like we bought right when if we know we like something, we love getting it. So like Get Out. Like my sibling fell in love with it. We watched it she watched it like 3 times in a row. Not in a row, but close together. So we buy it. So we have the disc of Thor Ragnarok. We have the disc, and we got the disc for Harley Quinn's Birds of Prey. We got it on DVD. You know what I'm saying? Like, we love getting things on DVD, so we have it. Also, you watched it. We were rewatching very beginning episodes of Supernatural, but the ones that are on Netflix changed the music because they no longer had copyright on it. So in the Reaper episode, they changed it from Don't Fear the Reaper to a different song. And the fact that you can change it, even so it's already produced, is wild. So the fact that it's changed is such a weird thing for me. So we love physical copies. So from season 1 through 5 on Supernatural, we have on DVD because, yeah, those were solid. That was what was planned, and that was what my sibling loves the best, so we got those. And the fact that it just can change, like, it can change right now. It's one song on Netflix. In a few years, it might change to another. But the original product doesn't exist. Anyways, completely a tangent. Yeah. We used to have a really big DVD section, and then we stopped for a while because everything again became digital, and then we're like, no, let's get back into that. So recently, every time we go to like a thrift store, we look at what their DVDs are, and we'll grab if we want something enough to be in our collection. But something, if we're like, we enjoy this, let's get this. So that's why we have VHSs of the original Star Wars, because it changed. It changed through time. It got edited multiple times over, and just to have the original condition, like the original movies, I don't want it to change. I want it. I have no idea what movie that is. I have never heard of it. Movie knowledge is super lacking for me. Like, I do not have movie knowledge at all. Yeah. My sibling loves FNAF, so we looked at Wally's Wonderland, but I personally don't like whatever the actor guy name. I don't remember what his name is. I don't like that guy. But apparently in the trailer it looked really good. So my sibling really wants to watch it, but it could easily be horrible. So if you watch that, let me know how it turns out. But we might try to watch it this weekend, because we were watching a video about animatronics, like real animatronics, and then one of the videos was about FNAF. So she was talking about it, and we were talking about the movie, and So yeah, we were thinking about watching it. Okay, okay. Post-apocalyptic, fun. I don't really watch too many movies. I like watching movies on my own that are, how I say, really bad. Like movies that I wouldn't watch with someone, but like I want to watch them. I just go through like whatever is up somewhere, and I'll just choose movies. So I get into a movie kick, I say, and I will watch like at night a movie a couple days in a row, and I'd just be like, I'm getting ready for bed. Let's watch a movie, and I'll just watch a movie by myself. So if I get in my movie kick, I might watch The Postman. Usually they're movies that again, are bad or I'm not into them. Like, I know they're not going to be great, but sometimes it's interesting to watch movies that, not something that's bad, like not something that I actually hate. If I do not have a good time, I do not watch it, but like something that's like, again, just fun, probably will never watch again. I watched a movie, and it was a queer movie. It was under the LGBT section. I think it was called, I don't remember, Prom? I don't know. And it has James Corgan in it, and he playing a gay guy, but he is not gay. So I'm like, ooh, how bad is this? It was a movie for sure, but because the topic was hit so close to home, he was horrible in it though, and it was awful, and him acting was horrible because he had a gay voice on and he had a gay character on, which is not okay. He is already gay passing. So many people think he's gay already. So gay passing. It's like straight passing. If I don't, are you gay? I don't know. Are you LGBT? I don't know. But for me, it's I somehow, even so I look like me, I look very punk. I have short hair. A lot of people think I'm straight passing in other ways. Some people definitely don't think I'm straight passing, but people just assume you're straight. But anyways, that's what straight passing is. But he's gay passing. A lot of people think he's gay. So the fact that he decided to do a gay voice and everything was like, oh, don't do that. So anyways, so what happened was the movie was bad, but it hit so close to home in other aspects that I'm like, I'm glad I watched it, would not watch again. You know what I'm saying? So I love watching things like once, but when I'm watching seriously watching it, I might watch The Postman. But usually when I watch things, it's like half-assed watching. So I kind of, a little bit more serious than that, watched Rocky Horror. So I need a balance of things. Anyways.
For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
Anyways, 30 minutes later of talking about movies instead, I'm going to go back to the game.
What's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
I still don't get where is it?
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing.
See, that's a good point that you should have brought up earlier.
Which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
That's wrong. When something is obviously wrong, that's when the contradiction is born. There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. Make your argument. What? Wait, what? What? Why isn't it? He just showed up.
The only means of travel between the two houses.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
It was broken.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passage.
Oh, wait. Aha!
How much longer do you plan to lecture me?
I got
Why
it.
don't we stop this already?
I got it. I figured it out. A contradiction is when something is obviously wrong. There's no contradiction I can't shoot through. I'm going to find out what it is. For the sake of everyone's hope, I'll shoot through the contradiction.
That elevator was
Why didn't we have this bullet?
only means of travel between the two houses.
No, that's wrong.
But we have Nagito that did it. Why don't we just use that bullet instead of having to get a new one?
There should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist.
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
Anyways, I should play this very quickly, so speed run. Not really,
The only one.
but I should be.
Nagito, you should know.
I shouldn't have ranted for 30 minutes. I told you, man, I love movies. I love media, I guess I should say.
What are you talking about?
I love talking.
Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
Nagito. Oh yeah, it wouldn't work. I was like, for sure. I'm like, it's the painting, right? It's the portrait. But that doesn't make sense because he said he was on the top floor. So it makes no sense that it's not. What's this? The painting is nothing. Anyways. Oh, Nagito, why are you here? Because I showed up.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House.
Yeah, see? It has nothing to do with the portraits. Whack. Ow, my seat's uncomfortable.
Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show up.
Couldn't you, Nagito, couldn't you have been lied to? Like, the ship parts were fake. Couldn't the files also be fake?
But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the
Just saying.
which is on the first floor of Strawberry House.
I mean, obviously, it's not fake because I'm assuming it's going to be storytelling reasons. But I'm saying couldn't it have been? Couldn't it have been?
After I opened the door and went down. Surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House.
I hope I didn't miss any secrets, like storytelling wise, and that, but it is what it is.
Meaning the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
Risky.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Okay. That's good. At least it's only puns. I'm really was like, oops. Because if it sounds like, I don't know, a little like, ooh, look, the first game. It could have been interesting. Because there was a few things to the first game so far. But if it's just puns, it's just puns. A lot of this is kind of empty space. A lot. In this funhouse. A lot of empty space. I don't know why they just didn't make the funhouse smaller. Like the room downstairs, like in the Grape House. You walk, half of the space was never even used. No one was even over there. You could have easily halved it.
Infinity Unlimited Flame! However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
I mean, it's a big room with a clown on it. But also... I like that close-up of him. That was really cute. I like the art style.
There's no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion. If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
Did you say? Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
So very clearly Gundam has something to do with it. I still wonder if there's a second twist, like he was only an accomplice. Because again, there's so many hints to Sakura. Wire.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist,
Oh, I can't hit them.
you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say.
Ow, how do I hit high up?
Illusion.
How do I...
Feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Okay, whatever. I don't know how to hit high up. His argument is exhausting. Just listening to it makes me tired. I need to skillfully cut back against his words so he can't outpace me.
Even if the turbid box doesn't
See, how do I hit up?
you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say.
I don't know.
Illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I can't back down.
Oh shoot, what's this? Did I ever do that before? Whoa, okay. Just a little bit more. I can draw something out next time.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through
Ow.
multiple planes.
I don't remember how to...
Provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say. Your decayed illusion.
Ow.
Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Yeah. Do I have to... No, his argument is exhausting. Cut back.
Even if the turbid box
Ow.
doesn't exist,
I don't know how to hit up there.
multiple planes.
I'm so confused. I think I just have to go at an angle.
Spacious wormhole.
Ow.
However, how frail I say. Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Ow. I'm out of cuts. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, skillfully.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say. Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Ah, okay. I'm trying really hard.
Even if the turbid box doesn't
Okay.
exist, you could travel through multiple planes,
Okay.
provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say. Your decayed
No, stop.
illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Okay. I need to skillfully. Yeah.
If the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say. Your decayed
Stop.
illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Please. Please let me win. I'm trying.
If the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say. Your decayed illusion.
I missed.
Feed you to the progeny of
Ow,
vile
stop.
deities?
I can't back down.
Dang, how many times do I have to click it?
Even
Okay.
if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole.
I don't think these were
However,
ever
how
this hard.
frail I say.
Oh,
Your
wait.
decayed illusion.
Oh.
Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Yeah, okay.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could
Ow,
travel through
stop,
multiple
both.
planes.
Is there am I supposed to be doing this differently?
However, how frail I say. Your decayed illusion.
Oh, I missed.
Shall I
There was
feed you
nothing
to the
there.
progeny of vile deities?
Okay.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say.
Oh, wait,
Your
up,
decayed illusion.
here.
Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile
Ow.
deities?
Please.
I can't back down.
Please. Please. Fuck. I never button mashed with I usually button mash with a controller.
Even
My
if the
thumbs.
turbid
Oh,
box
shoot.
doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes.
And you know, it's middle
provided you
of the
use a
morning.
spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say.
Do I have to like...
Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
No. No!
I can't back down.
Jesus, Israel.
Prove the secret passage
I thought I
was-
had to shoot someone.
The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own
Oh,
reasoning.
shit.
You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind confusion, at least pray to the key which dwells in the light.
Ow. He was talking. Oh. He probably means try providing the evidence that the killer went to the Octagon, right? If that's the case, I should have it too. The key which dwells in the light that will break through the darkness.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't
Yes.
bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom.
Allow me to cut through those words. The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body. The hammer that looked like the weapon. And the chain on the door in the tower.
Oh, could I have used any of those? Like, were those all bullets, or...
Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
How do you know what wasn't in the funhouse?
The only place I can think of is the Octagon.
Yeah, you were allowed to say that.
There were various weapons and tools there.
Oh, there
Pretty sure I
was.
saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
I see the giant hammer. Like, a Game Boy. Nope. Whoa. Nope. A Super Smash Brothers. A Smash Brothers hammer.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the Octagon.
Also, how else would you have discovered the whole elevator?
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
It seems this is the end.
But the little hamster. His hamsters don't die. If he gets killed, his hamsters.
Normally we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case.
The comic book.
But there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act. So I'm going to end this right now.
Hey, what are you...
First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was
Oh.
probably broken by that point.
Oh, it's
Thanks to
just
that,
going. It's just
Nekomaru
going.
wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup point. So he tried going over to Strawberry Tower, just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
This is a really good.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
That's such a really good game way of being like, and he's interrupting you. Because, like, I couldn't even stop it. That's so funny. I love that.
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties. But even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay?
Did you just interrupt Shaki too?
Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru. So by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting him.
Oh. Oh. I love him just talking like that. It's great.
Hold on! You... What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
I mean, if you did, then wouldn't Nekomaru just be like, hey, this guy just tried to kill me? If he didn't die?
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me!
Oh, your ego's too big.
Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ha! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
It appears I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
That's rough.
What do you intend to do?
It's obvious. I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions.
So, am I still going to have to do the comic book?
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
Okay, so never mind. I thought he was saying that he did it, but he fought him. And his ego was too big, but never mind.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
You going for the hug.
Just as I thought. Truly frail.
Oh, he is really tall.
So easily to this simple argument. It was just a mere illusion. If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitations.
I would love to see Akane just beat up somebody, and Gundam I think is a good choice to be the receiver of the getting punched and killed by Akane. But 2, I thought we were done. My bad.
That's wrong, Gundam.
That's wrong, Gundam.
You're the one who's wrong.
Again, unless Nekomaru knew what was going on and self-sacrifice. I'm really stuck on that. Because if that's wrong, I'm so confused why we brought up the suicide like so many times and like it's been the same.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied. Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet.
I guess you really don't want to admit it. Then, just as you requested, I'll provide an argument that'll leave you no choice but to be pursued. Oh, panic talk. Oh, no. Shoot, what are my buttons?
I won't let you. For the Tanaka Empire. Wither.
Do I have to, shoot, how do I?
I won't let you.
Do I have to? No, I don't have to aim. Okay.
Crushed as David prophesized. Show me the cadaver.
You seen the body?
I won't let you.
Oh, that's my bad.
For the Tanaka Empire.
Yep.
Crush the
Ah.
David prophesies.
Yeah.
I won't let you.
I have no bullets.
For
Too
the
little.
Tanaka Empire.
You know what? Screw you.
Wither. Crush the David prophesies. For the Tanaka Empire.
Oh, no. I'm going to be screwed. Oh, wait. I'm still in fear time.
Wither. Crush the David prophesies.
The four Dark Devas.
This is the end.
Word orders. I forgot this existed.
Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru, you should have been able to press the button on
His hamster did his with a little hand.
as long as you had the power of the hamsters you keep with you.
Oh no, are they gonna die?
Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press the button on the back of Nekomaru's neck?
Of course, that'd be impossible for a normal hamster. But it would have been possible for Gundam.
Because they have little strong hands.
In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes, right?
Who was there? Chiaki? A misery of evil. In accordance with your ancient contract, the time has come to lend me your aid. Pierce through supernova Silver Fox Sandy. And he touched it with a little hand. Oops, hit my mic. And, I pressed it. Truly, this is the skyline lamination art of the demoned mouse. Soon the door of destiny shall open.
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved a piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right?
Only Ibuki, not like the other person that died, like on that pole, not like after Hiyako. It was Ibuki. That seems so long ago though, man. That seems like a year ago. Anyways. But they do take orders and they can push buttons.
Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible to secretly get one of them behind Megamaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
Little hands of hamsters are the most adorable thing. Like little rats, hamsters, mice. They got little tiny hands. And it's so cute. I used to have a hamster, but that was like when I was a child. But they're so cute.
How about it, Gundam?
Yeah, Gundam.
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are. I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell.
Oh, I have a pen that says one ticket to hell. Unrelated, it is my brain.
Fine! Then you must trample me underfoot and advance.
Underfoot? Okay.
Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere. Now, trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road. Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own two hands.
Okay, we're at the end. Okay. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's the bottom of the clock. Oh, no, nope, that doesn't make sense. I thought it was the clock, but maybe changing the times, raking the elevator. Who set the? Oh wait, that goes this way. Who set the? Oh wait, No, none of them. Who's at the this here? No, who? No, who did? No, it doesn't fit. Yeah. Oh, take my heart. Whatever. Go hack yourself. Okay. Who was in the lounge since early in the morning? Fuhiko, that's not it. What time did Fuhiko see Nekomaru? I mean, alarm set. I mean, it's... Okay. He walks in. He's like, good morning. They're all shadowed out. Yeah, one time, my eldest sibling, who isn't into Danganronpa, saw one of these. And she was just like, why are they blacked out? You know who it is at this point. And we're like, yeah. And it's like, then why are they blacked out? I'm like, because it's cool. Shut up. Where's Nick? We don't have that. Oh, he changed? Oh my god, you can just open his chest? Okay, that explains a lot. The wire wrapped around Nekomaru's feet. Hung the loop on the door? Okay. Seemed odd, but go off. The killer destroyed what after leaving the tower? The button. Oh, from Strawberry, and then he went to Grape House. Walked into Grape House. Saw him hanging up! Oh my god. What was the fake weapon left? The hammer. And then he locked it off. He walked away. Ooh, and he saw... Oh, wait. We know Fuhiko was waiting in the lounge. Oh, spoilers. Who gathered in the lounge? All of them. The alarm went off. His chain didn't come off, which is very humorous in the art. Like, is it attached to him? Anyways, he woke up. Oh wait, why did Nekomaru fall? The door handle came off. Then he fell, boom. They heard it, she heard it, he's dead. Who heard the rumbling sound? I did? Okay. Anyways, who set the alarm? Messing with the base elevator, Strawberry door, Nekomaru. Kane heard of something. Okay, so that's not it. Was it? Oh, yeah. It said who, but okay. So yeah, so that's that. Big brain. Nekomaru's weaknesses. Was this not the end? I thought these were the last ones, but maybe not. Strawberry door. Okay, now it's the last one. I missaw it. That's why I chose this, because I thought it was the last stock, but I'm glad I did. His butt. Oh my god, his little hands. Oh no. His tiny little baby hands. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, and he walked around him. Oh my goodness, he's so cute. I'm too tired for this. I love hamsters. I love their little hands. I love any rodents, I guess. Ferrets. Never had a bunny, but bunnies are so soft. Well, I never had a ferret either, but I meant... Anyways. Never held a bunny. I guess I never held a ferret either. They just seem more familiar to me. Anyways, who heard it? I heard it!
Here's everything that happened in this case.
Here's everything that happened in this case.
Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime.
Boom, boom,
First,
boom,
he
boom.
destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House Lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m.
So smart.
After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the Octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final dead room. This means the killer discovered the secret of the funhouse faster than anybody else. That secret being, Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building.
Would I have
On the
went?
morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Grape Tower for a specific reason.
Would I have went and like looked on a panel on the floor? I don't know. Oh, they're all like he's bags on his face.
There,
They're so
Fuyuhiko, who was at
tired.
the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru.
Does that mean he actually walks like this? Because like kind of showed how stiff he is later too. But here as well, very stiff.
According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m., but by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 a.m. That's also the same time Monokuma Tai Chi begins. Nekomaru went to Grape Tower to participate in that.
See, like, does he walk like this?
Because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Grape Tower.
I guess I kind of assumed he was very human and fluid.
So he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru's neck.
With the power of hamsters. I would love to have the power of hamsters.
This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile. From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon.
Knowledge. It was knowledge. Oh, I'm so good.
First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob. After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall.
Yeah, but like I said, then he would like know it was him if it didn't work. Like if he fell instantly and like the door knob just didn't handle it or he slipped off too quick. Just like instantly died. Or instantly fell, so he couldn't die from the depth. Then imagine he just shows up the next day or like at 5:30, 7:30 combo, and he just goes, guys, he just tried to kill me. Like, how awkward. How absolutely awkward.
They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building structure that they used to kill Nekomaru. Then, they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower.
Seeing
When that
him.
happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began
So,
descending.
wait, if we can see it, if we can see him, shouldn't we have been able to see the doors? You know?
And Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful.
Like, I thought maybe it was like dark up there, or like there was also a ceiling, or, I mean, I guess that wouldn't have worked, but you know what I'm saying? But like, you can just see Nekomaru, like, couldn't you just then see the door?
And placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back door. This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge.
I'm glad that you didn't just not see him and he saw you first. Or at the same time. That would have been really awkward too.
As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out. The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30. To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others.
Scenario.
When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking up. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob. But because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking.
I guess more movement, they said. Heavier load is weird. But yeah.
Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
Splendid. That was splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
Stop. Stop it already. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Or I'll friggin' kill you myself!
I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe. You killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that.
You don't wish to forgive me? Do you feel regret? Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
Okay, so it really wasn't a suicide. Ooh, 6 and 17 were not ideal. Only 2 failing grades though, so that's good. Ow, my seat. How it is uncomfortable, I sat for too long. Anyways.
This result isn't all that exciting.
Ow.
Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote.
Okay.
Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Please pull
Oops, sorry.
the lever. Crap! I bit my tongue at the most important part.
It's funny that they recorded that twice instead of just playing the same one over and over again. Also awkward. Also painful. Also, you have a tongue? I didn't realize that. Trial ended, or end. Ugh, it'd be bad if I bit my tongue again, so I'll speak slowly. Judging from the results, you guys were correct. Once again, getting 4 in a row without any mistakes is a splendid achievement. That's right, the one who killed the robotic Nekomaru in the amazing funhouse was Gundam Tanaka.
Nice.
Yeah, I said all that without biting my tongue.
Now then.
Now that we've decided who the killer is, let's do the execution already and get this over with. Oh, hold on. It's true the class trial is over, but we don't need, it doesn't mean the incident is over. It could be because like it's kind of late here, so we can't finish yet until we hear it from Gundam.
Jeez.
They always explain it over and over and over again. Okay, we know. Okay, so what is he going to say? No matter what he says, it won't change a thing. Well, I have no right to stop you either, so do whatever you like.
Fall, my tears.
Why do you want to talk to one who has, to the one who has lost? The loser merely leaves. It would just be unnecessary for me to say something.
Listen well.
Is what I would like to say. But for honor's sake, I shall correct one thing. Correct? You guys said I made Nekomaru powerless without fighting him. Ah, it was partly his ego. That, however, is a great mistake. Huh?
Fine.
Nekomaru did fight. Nekomaru did fight. That is no mistake. And because he fought, he lost and died.
Damn it!
Lost and died?
This, too, must be the will of causality.
Okay, I'm glad that line is over. If he was just trying to cling to life. There are many ways he could have done so. However, he did not allow that.
You.
What do you mean? Explain. Fine then, I shall reveal it all.
Let's make history.
Within the final dead room, I discovered the secret of the funhouse. And I devised a killing plan utilizing that secret. By tampering with all the clocks in the building, I succeeded in luring Nekomaru to the tower. And this is what happened. Ooh. Ooh, the energies. Ooh, I love it. Oh, this is a fun little animation. Okay. Nekomaru and I were alone in the tower, standing face to face with one another. Till I pulled a cheap trick of having my hamster do my bidding. I shall say I expected as much from Nekomaru. He sensed my subtle killing instinct, and instantly understood the situation. And we had ourselves a stare down. In that situation, if he wanted to run away, it would have been easy for him to do so. He could have run away or even called for help, but he did not turn his back to me, nor put his hand over his button so I could not press it. Instead, he chose to fight that risked life and death.
That is...
A fight that risked life and death?
Let me tell you this.
He was serious too. He gave it his all to try to kill me. If I had died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. You would never know why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself.
I can see it!
No one would have known that the victim, me, was actually the one who planned the whole thing.
Could it be?
Nekomaru really did that?
Sensing even my subtle killing
Oh,
intent,
okay.
as expected of you, Nekomaru.
I said that line earlier, so it's kind of awkward.
The scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I'd nearly forgotten this. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
That's a great one.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by killing me?
He took it with such a easy and understanding way. That's very sweet.
I am the warlock, Gundam Tanaka!
I wish I was a warlock.
Lords of darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me!
It'd be fun. I don't know what it entails, but it's a good title.
I do not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance!
You wanted us out of here.
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? Splendid! In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might. I won't go easy on you. Don't even think about holding back. Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics. Give me everything you got.
Nekomaru Nidai, your blood will drench the foundation of my empire!
That is...
Oh, why? Why did you fight? We were all friends. Why couldn't you stop this? Even if both sides agree, it was still wrong. I would not argue. I have no intent of forcing my values upon you.
Let me tell you
However,
this.
I must say this. What's the point of living if you're just waiting until you finally die?
You weakling!
There's nothing courageous about that. That is abandonment, a mere feeling of resignation. Wait, are you telling us to just wait until we starve to death? I'd rather have what happened to us than have our friends kill each other. Huh? Do you mean that you'd rather die?
Fall, my tears.
Oh, I think that's a new line. Ever since we were locked inside that building, everyone has been determined by that feeling of abandonment, dominated by that feeling of abandonment. However, nothing is born from resignation. Resignation. That is simply a reason to give up.
If you flinch, you will die!
Giving up on life. Sorry, if you flinch, you die is just like what my cousin would do. He would, to flinch, you get punched, or you flinch, you lose. He was not the one being flinched at or like threatened. Only the one who threatened people. Anyways, it just reminds me of a kid saying. Anyways, giving up on life, that's just an insult to life itself.
Let me ask.
Have you fools heard of the term dog eat dog? Cannibalism? See, she's not very worldly. She doesn't, I guess, understand sayings either, which is, I think, new, but anyways.
Fine.
In zoology, cannibalism is commonly observed phenomenon. Many creatures at some point in their lifespan engage in cannibalism.
Listen well.
Chickens, they eat themselves, man. Like, people are like, oh, chickens, like somebody said, like, they they crack their own, like, unfertilized eggs, like what we eat, for their chickens to eat it. And someone's like, that's so horrible. And people are like, dude, they bite themselves. It's not even cannibalism. They literally would eat their own leg. Sometimes, like, they just get a flavor and realize it's edible, and they will eat their own leg. They are not deterred to eat, like, it's apparently a very big source of nutrients, is eating their own unfertilized eggs. So, yeah, trust me, they eat each other and themselves, but chickens, very cannibal. Very. Anyways, that is what it means to live. If you say killing for the sake of living is evil, then what would you call giving up on life itself?
I shall engulf this world.
If a world would consider that justice, then I will fight that world with every last fiber of my being. Giving up on life and choosing death is nothing but a blasphemy towards life.
I renounce you!
It is a violation of the natural order. It is the arrogance of humanity. Are you saying all that to try to justify what you did? But it sounds like Nekomaru felt the same too. That's why they fought, right?
Damn it.
Fine.
That man had the courage to die when he needed to die. That's why he challenged me to our battle. Regardless, as I've already said, I do not intend to force my values upon you fools. I have betrayed you all. That is the absolute truth.
Fall, my
But
tears.
even so, I don't think he hated Nekomaru. I think he wanted us to be out. I think he wanted to save us. Don't you think it's a better alternative to slowly starve yeah. Do you think I didn't have to say that that's what I think? It says it right here. Don't you think that's a better alternative to slowly starving to death here?
Oh,
That belief is why you committed your crime.
you...
Hey, what about the final dead room? Did you do the Russian roulette too?
Let's make history.
Unlike Nagito, I only did it once, but compared to my battle with Nekomaru, that was a mere child's play.
Well,
You know, after listening to you talk for a while, I'm starting to think that, well, it's also because you unexpectedly admitted your crime without much resistance. Gundam, don't tell me you didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake, did you? Hello. Spoilers if you haven't played. Or watched. But hey, I can't believe you would ask such a foolish question.
My name is Gundam
Did I?
Tanaka.
Did I read that? You didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake, did you? Yeah, okay. Just who do you think I am? I am Gundam Tanaka, history's greatest monster. My cursed existence is feared by all mankind. There's no way I'd sacrifice myself for the sake of you fools.
Fade like dust in the wind.
Not in a million, not in a billion, not in 10,000 billion years. In the name of pandemonium, it is impossible. Is that it? Then I'll just leave it at that. Now then, let us be rid of this foolish talk. It's about time the fun started. Monokuma, let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Yay, got it. I have prepared a special punishment for the ultimate breeder. Gundam Tanaka.
please wait.
Anyways, I didn't need to say that. Gundam Tanaka. Please wait. This is just too much.
I beg of you.
Please, Monokuma, please help Gundam.
Huh?
Miss Sonia,
I beg of you.
I beg you.
How pitiful.
Sonia. An act as unrefined as stopping a man from going to his death does not befit a noble such as yourself. Yeah, punishment time. I just don't want his hamsters to die. No spoiler. I don't know anything, so no spoilers. I don't want his hamsters to die, though. Gundam. It's fine to start for reals, right?
Fine.
Yes, I do not mind. However,
What is it, my four dark days of destruction?
are they going to choose to die with him? Oh no. This is by far my saddest one so far. Mainly for the hamsters. Oh no. What is it? My four dark divas of destruction. Devas of destruction.
Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared four dark devas of destruction. That is not like you at all.
Who's gonna. Oh no. Oh no.
However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end, pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing.
Usually, the killings don't really mean too much. Usually it's like their backstory, but I actually don't want to see him die. Like, No, wait.
Let's laugh uproariously! That is Gundam Tanaka! I shall stick with my evil until the very end! Open sesame pandemonium! I shall fill hell with true hell!
He just wanted to save us and he was lonely. He said earlier that he doesn't want to be invited, but he did. He's just lonely and he's a good guy.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Punishment, punishment, punishment. Ooh, his little sprite is cute though. How will he die? A horde of animals. Gundam Tanaka Stampede, Ultimate Breeder. Screw you. Okay. Okay, they're not gonna die. Maybe? Oh. He's making sigil. I love the look of sigils, but I'm always scared of implications of them. Like the history of sigils. And if somebody uses them still. Oh, he still died. The hamsters walk up. Oh, he's not dead. Oh. Oh. Devas. Does this make religion real? Does this mean their little paws? Oh. But does that mean they're actually devas? Does that mean his religion is real? Okay. Okay. Interesting, but okay. Gundam. No. No. I love when things canonly make things real, like religion, but okay. But he's a good mixture of all religions, but angels slash devas are animals. Fair. Or, yeah, fair. I was gonna be like, they're not angels, but they have little wings. Like, I thought maybe they could be souls, but I think their implication that they're like angels, because devas. Like, what are they? Like, beings. Whatever they're called. Okay. Even after Gundam is gone, the spirit of his parting words still linger deep in our chests. Don't give up on life. Did I misunderstand what he meant? Then, what's the right thing to do? I don't know. No matter how much I think about it, I don't know if I'll ever be able to answer that. Damn it. Damn it. I'm so pissed off. I need to throw something. Oh, but he did say stample or trample me to death, and then he did. Well, anyways, I need to throw something.
Damn it!
You all spent so much time worrying about each other, and things ended up like this. You're all full of shit. I've realized one of you. But the biggest piece of shit is me. Damn it, why am I so weak?
Oh.
I kind of thought he was going to make it to the end since I've seen him around, so having him die is very interesting. Very interesting, because I don't think I've ever seen... Well, I actually haven't seen many of them. I was going to be like, I haven't seen a few of these, but like, I seen Fuyuhiko, seen Chiaki, I seen Ibuki, and she died pretty early, and I seen Gundam, so I guess maybe I should have seen it coming, but I kind of thought he would make it to the end, especially because I'd never seen Nekomaru before in, like, art or in things. It's such a downer, clearly, but still, even though we all feel this way, We still gotta do our very best.
You are right.
This time around, we must move forward. We must continue to live and believe in our friends. If not,
You are right.
Gundam will most likely crawl his way out of hell. Oh, but he went up. He isn't in hell. Unless we're upside down. He'll crawl his way out of hell, and I presume he will be very cross with us. You're right. You're right. Oh, I also see Nagito, of course, yeah. Anyways, we shouldn't just stand here. I mean, it's not like this is over. We still have to do it. We still have to finish this. For the sake of our friends who have died, we need to finish this once and for all. Is there not 6 chapters? Am I wrong? You know I'm not. I think we're going to start... We're endgame situation here, I think. Moving into very serious territory. Anyways, so... Don't just stand there. Stand up and walk. Move forward. Live. If you don't, everyone who fought and died will have died in vain. We can't allow that. So how long are you guys going to stand around chattering? I mean, we were kind of just thinking for a second there, though, but still. The class trial is over, so it's okay if you hurry back over to Jabberwock Island. So we're not on Jabberwock Island. However, the killing school trip will proceed as usual, so make sure you know that.
Wait!
Hold on. How much longer are you going to keep doing this? 2 more chapters. I think. I think. Seriously, how long is he going to keep doing this? How long is this going to continue?
Now then.
Now then. Alright, after feeling down for so long, I finally feel refreshed. Let's hurry back and eat some food.
Hey, hey!
Hold on a sec. That mood shift is too damn fast.
It's not like that.
Well, you know, it's like Gundam and Nekomaru said. That's what it means to live, right? Oh, she's putting on a brave face. She has tears. I almost missed that. Oh my gosh. I'm too tired. Oh, Akane. Oh, I don't think she ever did that before. I think that's new. Oh. She's certainly something else. But seriously, I'm starving.
Hey, hey.
Then, let's go back for now and eat. And then, after we're finished, let's sleep as much as we want.
Right?
And then, let's do our best again until someone dies. Yeah, you're right. Okay. With this, the class trial has come to an end, and once again we return to Jabberwock Island. The size of our group has definitely diminished, but despite that, even if it was just the rest of us, we did our very best to stay upbeat and have fun together. Of course, our optimism was only superficial, but at that moment we were able to forget about the dark despair looming before us. However, the only thing I was worried about was him. He wasn't there. He suddenly disappeared from our sights. Oh yeah, absolutely. I should be asleep. I ranted for way too long in the middle of this for like 30 minutes. Go to bed. Put yourself first, for sure. Anyways, I'm going to end this right after we either go to bed or wake up. Oh, but thank you for the follow. Very appreciated. He suddenly disappeared from our sight. Oh, should I save it here then? Oh wait, nah, I'll just finish it. I'll finish it. Yep, I'm definitely lucky. I never expected to obtain so much valuable things from a simple game of Russian roulette. Ooh. Ah, yes. Thanks to that, I was able to learn the identity of our true enemy. And before everyone else, too. But that's just too funny. I mean, no one could tell that I was lying. There's no way the file had just Hajime's information.
Well,
I guess They were too busy with other matters, or maybe they've reached their limit. Regardless, I was saved. Things would get complicated if they found out. Anyway, I can't forgive this.
Damn it.
This should never be forgiven. There's no way I can let this run loose. I'll be the one who stops this once and for all, even if it costs me my life.
It's obvious.
For the sake of hope, I can't ignore this.
Monokuma appears!
Alright, Monokuma has arrived. Who summoned me?
Now then.
Thanks for coming.
What's this?
Why, it's the lonely little Nagito. Are you all alone tonight too?
What's the matter?
So what's up? Your face looks scary. I see. So you can tell. Perhaps you found out who the traitor is. You know me well. Is what I'd like to say, but unfortunately, I haven't learned that yet. I see. So even you don't know, huh? Looks like the final showdown is going to take a little more time.
Hello.
I wonder if we learn the traitor next chapter. So, why'd you summon me anyways? Were you going to confess your love?
Hey.
I summoned you because there's something I really need to ask you. It's about the special prize from the final dead room. Oh yeah, what about it? There was information about 16 people in the file I received. But isn't that weird?
Say what?
What's weird?
You don't even know.
Well, there's a traitor from the Future Foundation hiding among us, right? Including that person, the total number of students would be 16, right?
Isn't that right?
But this file contains documents that were created at Hope Peak Academy, right?
Of course.
That's right. I just reused the stuff that the former headmaster spent a lot of time making.
But
If this file even contains information about the traitor, was that person also a former student at Hope Peak Academy?
Who knows?
I wonder.
hey,
Could it be... Is this your doing? Did you slip false information into that file? Were you trying to keep us from learning the traitor's identity by obtaining this information? What's wrong with that? If it's my job to heat things up, it's okay if I do something small like that, right? Oh, so one of the files are fake. Okay.
well,
That's not my point.
right?
My point is, you already know who the traitor is. What's wrong with that?
You're getting all riled up.
Well, you're splendidly correct when you say I knew who the traitor was all along. But even though I know who it is, why do you think I ignore it on purpose? It's just like Monomi after losing her magic stick. The traitor's existence means absolutely nothing to me. Their existence means nothing, huh?
No.
Well, it's just how I feel. I'm sure you guys feel somewhat different. After all, that person is an evil Future Foundation lackey who's putting you guys through all this awful stuff. It's true. Or that's not entirely true. That was an opposites. That's not entirely true. I didn't really come here to fight or anything like that. Instead, I came here to offer my cooperation, you know. Cooperation?
Hey,
Your purpose is to fill everyone on this island with despair, right? That's why you're intentionally letting the traitor do as they please, right?
Yep.
If that's the case, I might be able to cooperate somewhat too.
right?
However, in exchange, I want to know who the traitor is. I see. Interesting. Very interesting.
No.
Obviously, that's a big no-no. I mean, I want to make everyone in the group feel despair. That includes you too.
Well,
Well, I knew you would say that. Besides, I just wouldn't be able to handle the sadness when you eventually inevitably betray me later on. Just as I thought, you saw right through me.
You're right.
No matter what situation I find myself in, my core way of thinking will never change. In order to create absolute hope that shines brightly, stepladders such as myself and despair exists. You're right. You're a true believer of hope after all. I must say, that belief reminds me of that person for some reason. What person? That person for some reason.
Huh?
Reminds you? I don't know who you're talking about. I got the hiccups. I don't know who you're talking about, but if someone as worthless as me reminds you of some other person, they must be extremely okay, is it the person from the first game? Like, super hopeful, and then now the thing about luck. I don't remember what his name is. But you're just as unlucky, right? I mean, the fact that you're even involved in something like this. Am I? I actually think I'm very lucky.
Say what?
Hmm.
You don't know?
Wouldn't you say that coming across this much despair is a rather rare opportunity? I can't rely on anyone on this island, and that's why I have to be the one who does it. If I can eliminate despair from this island, I wouldn't be a stepladder anymore. I'll become true hope. I'll become the existence that could even be called ultimate hope. No, that was the other guy. It's the nickname. Ultimate whatever. For the main character in the first game. The two of you are alike. You definitely remind me of him. Hey, there's one more thing I need to ask you.
See?
Who are you waiting for on this island? Looks like I'm right again. You're definitely waiting for someone on this island. Is that person you're waiting for already on this island? Well, answer my question. If that's the case, if that person is already on this island, wouldn't that be exciting? Interesting. Interesting. Who are we waiting for? Who might already be here? "5 days left. We gotta learn some serious information in 5 days. We get 2 days of hanging out. And 1 day of trial and everything. Do ultimate robots dream of clockwork? 7 students. Danganronpa. Anyways, to be continued. I don't know when I got his Hellhound earring with a little paw print on it. You obtained a present. Hellhound earring. I need to go to bed. I need to go to bed right now. Okay. Nope, we're gonna save again. And then we're ditching. We're ditching. We're ending it. I'm going to bed. Do as the other person says. They go to bed. We're going to bed. I'm leaving. I'm going to bed. I'm sleeping. I'm literally